Inorganic and Organic Chemistry. Carbon dioxide. It is an acidic oxide of carbon and used by green plants for photosynthesis. It does not help in burning. Air and our breath contain carbon dioxide. Thus, when lime water is kept in air or we pass our breath into it, the lime water turns milky. When ENO is dissolved in water, there appears effervescence due to liberation of carbon dioxide gas. Monoxide. It is a neutral oxide of air and has more affinity towards hemoglobin than oxygen, about 200 times more. That's why in the environment of carbon monoxide, which is a non-poisonous gas, people die for the need of oxygen. It is dangerous to sleep in an unventilated room with fire burning inside because the fire produces carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide gases. Plaster of Paris. It is chemically calcium sulfate, hemihydrate, CaSO4, 1/2H2O, and is prepared by heating gypsum, which is calcium sulfate dihydrate, CaSO4 2H2O, at 373 K. Page 118. On mixing with water, plaster of Paris further sets into a hard solid called gypsum. Thus it is used to plaster fractured bones, for making toys, materials for decoration, and for making surfaces smooth. Heavy water. Heavy water is deuterium oxide D2O. Molecular mass is equal to 20. It is called heavy due to the presence of deuterium, the heavy hydrogen. Portland cement. It is a complex mixture of silicates and aluminates of calcium with small amount of gypsum. Raw material used for the manufacture of Portland cement are limestone and clay. The composition of Portland cement is calcium oxide 50 to 60%, alumina 5 to 10%, and magnesium oxide 2 to 3%. Gypsum is added to cement to decrease its rate of setting. In cement, if lime is in excess, cement cracks during setting, and if lime is less, cement is of weak strength. Mortar, a mixture of sand, cement and water, is used for joining bricks and plastering walls. Concrete, a mixture of gravel, sand, cement and water, is used for flooring and making roads. Reinforced concrete, RC, which is concrete with steel bars and wires, is used for constructing roofs, bridges and pillars. Glass. Glass, an amorphous solid or supercooled liquid, contains mainly silica, SiO2. Different substances are added to obtain glass of different colors. Example: color and the substance added. Red, copper oxide C2O. Green, chromium oxide Cr2O3. Violet, manganese oxide MnO2. Blue, cobalt oxide COO. Brown, iron oxide Fe2O3. Hard water. The water in which soluble bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium are present is called temporary hard water, and in which soluble sulfates and chlorides of magnesium and calcium are present is called permanent hard water. The temporary hardness of water is removed by boiling or by adding calcium hydroxide CaOH2, the Clark's process. The permanent hardness of water is removed by adding sodium carbonate Na2CO3 or calgon, sodium hexametaphosphate Na2PO3 6 or zeolite, which is also called permuted hydrated sodium aluminium silicate Na2Al2Si2O8 XH2O. Pesticides. These chemicals are used to destroy the organisms that harm the crop. These are of the following types. Insecticides, example DDT, Gamaxin, aluminium phosphate. Fungicides, example Bordeaux mixture, organomercury compounds. Herbicides, example benzepam, sodium chlorate. Rodenticide, example aluminium phosphide. Medicines. These are chemicals used for treating diseases and reducing suffering from pain. Hardening of oil, hydrogenation. Oil, an unsaturated fat, when heated with nickel catalyst and hydrogen, gets converted into solid mass called ghee, a saturated fat. This process is called of hardening of oil and is carried out through hydrogenation in presence of nickel as a catalyst. Some important facts. In stomach X-ray, barium sulfate is used as barium meal. In fireworks, green color is due to barium and red color is due to strontium. Zinc oxide, ZNO is called philosopher wool. Page 119. Different medicines and their examples given in a table. Column 1 medicine, column 2 used to, column 3 example. Medicine analgesics used to reduce pain. Example aspirin, paracetamol, morphine. Antipyretics reduce body temperature during fever. Paracetamol, aspirin, phenacetin, analgene, novalgene. Tranquilizers to treat stress, mild and severe mental diseases. Examples Equinil, Valium, chlorodiazepoxide, serotonin, meprobamate. Antiseptic prevent the growth of microorganisms or kill them, applied to living tissues. Example Dettol, a mixture of chloroxenolol and antiseptic, and alpha-trypinol. Savlon, iodine, a tincture, boric acid, hydrogen peroxide, iodoform. Antibiotic used to destroy microorganisms. These are obtained from microorganisms. Example penicillin, discovered by A. Fleming in 1929. Ampicillin, amoxicillin, olfoxaxin, chloramephenicol. Antimalarial, used to cure malaria. Example chloroquine. Sulfa drugs, alternative for antibiotics. Sulfanylamide, sulfadiazine. Antacids reduce acidity. Example baking soda, magnesium hydroxide. Industrial names of important compounds given in a table. Column 1 industrial name, column 2 chemical name, column 3 chemical formula. Alum, potassium aluminium sulfate, K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice 24H2O. Alcohol, ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. Bleaching powder, calcium chlorooxychloride or calcium chlorohypochloride, CaOCl2. Brine or common salt, sodium chloride, NaCl. Borax, sodium tetraborate, decahydrate, Na2B4O7, 10H2O. Caustic potash, potassium hydroxide, KOH. Caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Chalk, marble or pearl, calcium carbonate, CaCO3. Chili, saltpeter, sodium nitrate, NaNO3. Chloroform, trichloromethane, CHCl3. Epsom, magnesium sulfate, MgSO4, 7H2O. Glauber's salt, sodium sulfate, decahydrate, Na2SO4, 10H2O. Gypsum, calcium sulfate, dihydrate, CaSO4, 2H2O. Hypo, sodium thiosulfate, pentahydrate, Na2S2O3, 5H2O. Laughing gas, nitrous oxide, N2O. Lunar caustic, silver nitrate, AgNO3. Marsh gas, methane, CH4. Quicklime, calcium oxide, CaO. Sal ammonic nosadar, ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. Sapphire, ruby, aluminium oxide, Al2O3. Slaked lime, calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. Soda H, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Spirit, methyl alcohol, CH3OH. Washing soda, sodium carbonate, decahydrate, Na2CO3, 10H2O. Page 120.